Hello and welcome to Cognito Key. Today, we're diving into something we all do every single day, but let's be honest, we often mess it up: communication. So let's get right into it and crack this code together.
You know that feeling, right? You've just explained something, the other person is nodding along, but you can just tell they haven't really understood you. It's so frustrating, and it's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer.
But okay, before we get into all the ways it can go wrong, let's talk about what we're actually aiming for. What does perfect communication even look like? It's not just about talking, it's really about creating a genuine connection. So effective communication, it's not just about you saying something. It's a three-step dance, really. The message has to be delivered, it has to be received, and, this is the most important part, it has to be understood. It's only successful when the idea in your head makes that leap perfectly intact into someone else's head.
And why should you care? Well, because when we nail this, the payoff is huge. In our personal lives, it means deeper, more meaningful connections. And at work, it's a total game changer. We're talking better teamwork, smarter decisions, and a much, much easier time solving tricky problems.
That all sounds amazing, doesn't it? But let's get real. We all know it's not that simple. If good communication is so great, why is it so darn hard to get right?
Oh, we have all been there. A really simple request at work somehow spirals into a huge misunderstanding, or a casual comment to a friend gets taken completely the wrong way. And just like that, that feeling of connection is gone, and all you're left with is confusion, or worse, conflict.
So what's going on here? Why does this happen so much? Well, the source material we're looking at today does a brilliant job of breaking this whole problem down into 4 key blockers. These are the big hurdles standing in our way.
Okay, let's start with blocker number 1, semantic barriers. Now, this sounds a bit technical, but it's actually really simple. It's all about the words we use.
Just think about it. The word soon could mean in an hour to you, but by the end of the week to your boss. Big difference, right? Or what about all that corporate jargon we hear? It just confuses people who aren't in on the secret language. The example here is perfect. A doctor uses some complicated medical term when all they really needed to say was, "You have a bad cold." The real message just gets totally lost.
All right, so even if you choose your words perfectly, the message can still get scrambled. And that brings us to our second blocker, organizational barriers. This one's all about the system we're trying to communicate in.
This is such a good point. Think about a big company. The CEO might have this crystal clear vision, right? But by the time that message gets passed down through layer after layer of management, it starts to get twisted. It's like that game of telephone we played as kids. The message at the end is completely different from the one at the start. Rigid rules and hierarchies can also stop important feedback from ever making its way back up to the top.
Okay, so we've talked about external stuff, words and systems. Now let's look inside. Blocker number 3 is psychological barriers. And this one is all happening inside our own heads.
Our state of mind has a huge impact on how we communicate. I mean, if you're super stressed about a deadline or maybe angry about something else, are you really in the best headspace to listen to a colleague's feedback? Probably not. Our emotions act like a filter, you know? They color everything we hear and everything we say. And finally, let's say you've got clear words, a great system, and a calm mind. Communication can still break down. This brings us to our 4th and final blocker, personal barriers. This one's about the simple, undeniable fact that every single one of us is different. We each carry our entire life story into every conversation. Our unique background, our past experiences, our hidden biases, they all shape how we listen. For example, if you had a disagreement with a coworker last week, you might be tempted to just dismiss their next idea without even really hearing them out. That's a personal barrier, right there in action.
So, there you have it. The 4 big roadblocks: semantic, organizational, psychological, and personal. And yeah, that might sound like a lot to deal with, but think of it this way. You can't navigate a tricky landscape without a map. And now, you have the map.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. Communication is a skill which is learned. It's just so hopeful, isn't it? It means nobody is just born a perfect communicator. It's a skill. And just like playing the guitar or learning to cook, you can get better at it with practice.
And that is the real power of what we've just talked about. Just by knowing these 4 blockers exist, you can start to become a communication detective in your own life.
When a conversation goes sideways, you can ask yourself, was this a word problem? Is the company structure getting in the way? Or is this about how I'm feeling right now? Just having the awareness to ask that question is the biggest first step you can take.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Cognito Key. If you found this helpful, please do give this video a like, share it with a friend, and of course, subscribe for more explainers just like this one. I'll leave you with a question to think about. As you go about your week, which of these 4 blockers do you notice popping up the most in your life? Just spotting them is half the battle. Thanks for watching.